In this particular DVD or video within the free, worldwide, online Cranfish Law Learning Village series, we will look at the free circle standing Qigong. This is used before we start any of our practice sessions to energize the body, to bring about the energetic power throughout the body, through the meridians, but it's also used as a mindfulness exercise or a form of standing meditation. So to start, we take up just a basic, reasonably high stance. You don't want to be very low, so that the feet are roughly about shoulder width height. That means that the toes, or the feet, or the bubbling well point, kidney 1, Yong Chun, involved or based at the base of the feet in the pad area, is in line with the knees, the hip, and the shoulder, and if need be, the elbows, and so forth. This is to give us a good basic structure in which to stand while we're doing this particular exercise or this particular method of Qi generation and Qi understanding and energetics and also mindfulness. So we'll take up that position. The toes are turned in slightly, just ever so slightly to keep the balance. We curl the toes of the feet backwards or towards the heel, like so. The idea being that we're activating that area just below the pad of the feet called the K1, kidney 1 or Yong Chun point, okay, bubbling well point. It also helps us maintain a really good stable position for this exercise. The knees are dropped so that if you drop a line from the knees to the base of the feet or to the point of the feet, it would form a straight line down. The backside has a pelvic tuck forward and is in line with the back of the heels. Okay? From this position, like sitting in on a bar stool or so forth, we bring the hands up the centre of the body to roughly about neck to eyebrow height, depending on yourself, and in a relaxed position. The elbows are held down and in, so you're getting that sort of line between the feet, knees, hips, elbow, shoulder. It doesn't have to be exactly straight, but there is that connection there. Okay, and that's the first part. The fingers are very relaxed. You're not holding the hands up like a boxer ready to fight, but you're actually letting the hands stay in this position and rest. So you're dropping the hands. That means there's less energy expression into the movement. From here, what we do is we take the head and we point it straight up towards the heavens. So we imagine that our head is connecting to the heavens through the hole point on top of the head. So it's not a slouch position like this and the head is down. The head is held up at all times. So in this position now, head up, body sinking into the stance, the elbows held down and the palms open, or the hands nice and open and easy to move. We now take the thumb back and pull that thumb back on both hands. That creates a nice line of skin here between the thumb and the first finger, and it also gives us this nice sort of concave or this nice circular effect here in the palm, and that is where we generate Qi or put our energetics into our strikes. Okay, so from this position we're standing here, fully in the free circle standing post Qigong. Knees relaxed, toes pulled under, knees in line with the front of the toes, heels or backside in line with the heels, elbows down, hands relaxed, and the thumbs pulled back, head upright towards the heavens. Okay, from here you would close your eyes and concentrate on a breathing pattern. Now you don't breathe up into the chest like a old 50s, 60s movies where the women were, I'm breathing all up into the chest region and stuff like that. almost to the point of hyperventilation. No, what we want is a slow, deep breath. So it's like filling a cup from the bottom up, not from the top to bottom, okay? From the bottom up, so we can bring all our air into this region here, the lower abdomen and the dantian, and that's where we develop the concept of real energy in breathing, so that we can maximize the potential of our movements, so that the energy is taken from the ground, transferred up through the legs or the standing posts, into the dantian, up and out through the body and into the extremities, being in this case the palms, or if you're kicking into the legs. Okay, very important. Now you might say that, oh, if I do this type of breathing too much, I'll end up looking like a Buddha. Well, here's a good example. That you won't really. It's just a method of understanding how to fill your body full of air and maximise that air usage or that breathing capacity for yourself. So we're here, we breathe in through the nose for a count of 1, 2, 3. We hold that breath for a further count of 3. Yi, sun. We then exhale for another count of 3. Yi, sun. And the cycle begins over again. The idea is to breathe in through the nose, hold for 3, breathe out through the nose for 3. So it's here like this, you'll be breathing in, out. You notice my upper body doesn't do any of this heaving stuff, it's here. And it's a very slow pattern of breathing. Very important though. Okay. And you try to hold this position that we're in, you try to hold it for, I don't know, probably about 5 minutes to start with. If you find that when you're doing that, and you might get your ankles might start to ache a little bit, your knees might shake or your legs might shake, that's okay. That's perfectly natural. Don't worry about it and don't be too concerned about it. That's just your body adjusting to that position. And also some Chinese, of course, will say that's the qi bubbling up throughout the body and you're getting that sort of bubbly effect coming up your legs into the dantian region, the Aldo region where you would wear your sash if you're one of those sort of styles, and then up into the body and out through the extremities. So that's basically nothing to be worried about. It just means that you're adjusting to that position. So if you're there and you're doing your standing, 3 circle standing Qigong, and you get this sort of shaky effect, don't worry about it. Just try your best, try to hold that position for 5 minutes and let it go. If your arms start to ache, and they will sometimes, which is why we don't hold them up here like this, we drop them down into this position and we don't hold the hands up, we let them drop naturally so that we're not using as much muscular tension in the upper body, because we don't want tension, we want relaxation. So the deltoid and maybe the latissimus dorsi is taking the load. The rest, the pectoralis, the serratus, the trapezius, the bicep, the tricep and so on are all relaxed in that position. So we're only really engaging, if at all, 2 muscles, 2 muscle groups. 1, 2. So you're in this position holding that. Nice and easy. If your hands start to shake a little bit because you're there for a while and your legs are shaking, keep it up. Keep going. That's it. Your body adjusting, and that's what we need to get beyond, is that body adjust to that, and then you can relax even further. After you've done this for about 5 minutes, you would progress, say 10, 15, 20, half hour, which I think is a little excessive. I'd go about my mark would be about 15 to 20 minutes in this position, with the concentration, with the breathing, with the mindfulness, maybe you're going to put your mind onto something that you're going to train in that particular session, or there's an overall sort of theme you want to get across in that session, such as song or proper full body relaxation. You might want to be looking into Fa Li, or the generation of power and the expression of energy, whatever it may be. You can concentrate on that while you're doing your free circle standing post Qigong. When you've finished or about to finish your first session, or any other session you may do of the free circle standing post Qigong, bring your hands down slowly so that they face in towards the lower abdomen in this position. Okay? Now you don't have your fingers miles apart, you have them almost touching. Okay? And that's through this position here and here. Now while you're in this position, again, the breathing continues for 3 breaths in, hold it, 3 breaths out. And you continue doing this for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Again, don't worry if the hands shake or the legs shake, that's natural. As long as you don't fall flat on your face and knock yourself silly, you're doing well. Okay? So from there, once you've finished, slowly take the hands down and relax, and then you can stand up and start moving. Another aspect of this, which goes a little bit further into the actual Qigong, is the massage of the dantian area. So we bring the hands here and we're in this position here, ready to finish our Qigong practice. We take the right hand, put it on top of the left, down towards the dantian, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then back 1, 2, 3, and hold, and then relax and walk it off a bit. Now a couple of things you should not do. One is, you should never let your head drop or get lazy, because you're not connecting and opening up the spine so that you can really generate good nervous system function, or restrict the level of usage of your brain capacity. If you drop your shoulders, that relaxes quite easily, and you can bring about more of a connection with what is sometimes known by certain people in Tai Chi, especially if you've come from, say, the Earl Montague line, is the reptilian brain. You can connect with that concept much easier through those shoulders being dropped and forward. So it's sort of like a C-back, or what we call a turtle back. Okay? Now, the other thing you should be aware of is just don't finish the Qigong and then go off and have a sit down, go outside and have a smoke. You shouldn't be smoking anyhow. Or sit down and have a nice ice cold drink, because that negates all of the energy that you've just been working on to develop. And if you're trying to get heat and fluid action through your body, the energy flowing through your body, which generates heat, not coldness, you're going to negate all that if you're going to take a really big cold mouthful of water and put that into your system. Well, it's a bit of a shock to the system straight up. Slowly and surely everything is learnt. Slowly and surely everything comes to its proper peak and its proper meaning. So there is a saying they use in correctional services. They also use it in tactical operations and certain other military aligned type services, and that is slow is fast, okay? Or I should say this, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And that's important. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Why? Because being slow, you're not really stressing all the muscles, so the muscles are learning to relax in a movement action, and therefore the less use of muscular force, the more speed you'll develop into what you're doing. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. There's another way of looking at this whole concept. Not only for the Qigong, but also for your general learning of the crane law or the Hofa white crane system. So that's one of the best things you can do. Of course, after you've done your Qigong, and if you are going to have any drink, have a warm cup or a hot cup of tea and take sips. You can sit it down the side when you're doing other things, but warm cup of tea, hot cup of tea, no sugars if you can help it. You get some Chinese tea, you can get white lotus tea from Fuzhou in your local supermarkets and things like that. Very, very good, and will help you with your generation of understanding of the energetics within the body. The other thing is with the free circle standing post Qigong is after you've done this, then you can go off and do your specialised warm-ups. Now I say specialised because every time you do a warm-up, that practice should be surrounded about what you're going to do in that actual training session. So we don't want to do warm-ups that are going to take you outside or away from what you're actually trying to achieve within your art form. Okay, and that's very important. So that concludes a brief look at the free circle standing post Qigong of the crane law system, and I hope you got something of value. As with everything we do, if you have questions, feel free to contact me via my email, and I'd be happy to answer your questions and to help you progress upon your journey into the heart, the essence and the spirit of White Crane Fist. Thank you.